the internal growth, I think, is at its acme in this for Adonis. And so, as an actor approaching it, you look at the hero and what is the hero's journey and where is he going, you know? And again, through conversation, we knew that this was going to be an intimate story about these two, actually about these two men, not this one guy coming across this man, but these two men and their own stories, their own legacies, their own dreams colliding and actually colliding. And so, yes, it is more intimate, but the saga of it is epic. You know, it's Greek. You know what we're discussing. It's tribal. You know, there's social and blood currency, you know, within these two individuals, and so it is different in that way, and it is smaller in that way because it's something that we all deal with. You know, every human being deals with that. You have a sibling, and you know, by blood or maybe just by relationship, which is the case of Damian and Donnie. The event that breaks us apart is actually, ironically, a moment of contaminated collaboration. You know, when people see the film, you'll see that this is actually two people really trying to love each other, and one overplays the hand. And because of the society they're in, because of the actions that they took, and because of their age difference, the elder, Damian, ends up having to deal with the penal system and goes to prison. But the event of it is essentially a big brother sticking up for a little brother. That is all that happens. That's what happens. A little brother gets in trouble, rightfully so. Big brother goes in and tries to clean it up. And in doing so, they both get busted. They both get in trouble. But the older brother has older consequences. And that puts Damian in the penal system. He's in prison 18, 20 years. While in there, he holds on to the brother love that he has between him and Donnie. One of the things that they muse on and dream on and kept them afloat, you know, when they were in the mud of poverty, of foster care, etc., at the Jeff, was this dream of the rumble in the jungle, you know, Ali and Foreman. And they had that image, they had that dream, they shared that dream. And boxing for them was their ticket, and they were both incredible boxers. Damian, the stronger boxer, the older boxer, teaching the younger boxer, his younger brother, how to fight, you know, and ultimately how to survive. So that dream and that relationship is held on to by Damian when he's incarcerated. The rumble in the jungle, getting to Africa, these are things that in my script I went, that's what this moment is, that's what this moment is, that's what I'm fighting to get, that's what I want. And yes, while in there, he keeps his bond with Adonis by watching him work and watching him grow, you know, and essentially live the dream that they together used to dream. That also leads to the adversarial spirit, you know, this, imagine in prison you have this fear of missing out, of course. But then what happens when that's just what it's gonna be, you know, and you have to watch someone that's so close to you that understands your emotional connection to life, that understands your modus operandi, and you watch them model that and succeed in that without you, you know, it can breed resentment. The thing that separates Damian from, I think, the other canonical adversaries One is that this script gives the opportunity for us to learn the villain and understand the villain. And in doing so, I had the gift of empathy, and you have that primarily because of the relationship between Adonis and Damian, that these guys, from the beginning, when they're boys and when you see us as men, you know these guys have a brotherly love, and it's deep. It's that friend. But the thing that separates Dame from, I think, all the other guys would be that his beef is historical and emotional. But the battle for Damian continues. And it's not until he's in the locker room, because his battle is he just had a few more adversaries, a few more ghosts to defeat. There's a acknowledgement of one's pain and history, and that shared history, and ultimately himself, and he has to acknowledge who he is and what he's done. And his brother, Damian, his brother Adonis also has to acknowledge it, and in doing so, they heal each other. Yeah, I mean, the film is interesting because the physicality is such a instrument of the storytelling. And so there's a level of entertainment and there's a level of verisimilitude that we have to hit as a team. I mean, there were literally chats where I went, okay, he'll be super skinny then. All these elements were being dropped in because of the physicality, you know what I mean? And so, I mean, we trained, and it's specialized training. I think when you watch Dame, you go, yeah. So he's a fighter. I don't know what he does, but the way he walks and the way he talks and the way he looks at people, he's a fighter. That's just what he is. Archetypically, he's a warrior. There's an intensity to Damian. I remember the first time me and Mike got in the ring to do it. Clay pulled me aside and said, hey, we don't have to go, you don't have to go that hard. You have to, that's the only way I know how to go. When you're going at that speed and you want to feel it, you want to feel it, and sometimes, I mean, me and Mike, we hauled off on each other. Like body shots, I mean, we didn't lift all those weights and doing themselves for nothing. I mean, your lungs burn like they've never burned before. Your legs hurt. There's time, just this. I remember at a moment I was just like, this is just to stay in the position, the discipline to keep your legs plied in a certain way, to push off in the right way. Like, to do that, there are times when my body was screaming. You know what I mean? And like in ways you're not used to. And in those moments, that's the beauty of acting. You go, what would it cost to go through this? What are you trying to get to allow yourself to endure this? Yeah. If the answer is freedom, and if the answer is happiness, you know what I mean, that body will hold up. So around 9:30, we would get together and do just training, lift weights, run, jump rope, work the bags, all of that. I started my first workout around 5 o'clock in the morning, up at 4:30, up at 4, dogs for an hour, be the dog daddy, and then 5 o'clock, run, no legs, no fight, and again, I have no muscle memory, and also, I just loved it, you know what I mean? And so I got up and I ran 3 miles, in the morning, at pace, you're trying to exhaust it, you know what I mean? Or condition, and so I would do that and then get to the gym, get to their gym, well, our gym, right, and train.